There we go. So I'm going to stand further back so you can see me. There we go. I'm going to take my slippers off as well. Now, you can't, there's no, a lot of teachers will say, practice in your bare feet, ideally, but you can wear your socks, stocking feet. And if you're outside and you've got your hiking boots on and you find a nice, lovely spot, don't think you've got to take off your hiking boots to do Qigong, just do it out in nature. Wonderful to do it out in nature sometimes. So we shall start off going into a stance, a stationary practice, a stationary form. And this is called emptiness stance, which again is a form in its own right. But quite often I like to go into this form in between the moving forms. So start working upwards, up the body. So your legs, feet are about shoulder width apart. Our knees are just slightly bent. We can tuck our tailbones in a little bit if you wish. And then our arms slightly away from our torsos, fingers pointing downwards. And what they say here, one teacher says, just imagine you've got like a walnut underneath your armpit with like you're holding in place. And that gives you an idea of how far to have your arms away from your torso. You can relax the shoulders. Also can place your tongue at the roof of your mouth when you remember. And this connects up to the main meridians running through your body, which in turn helps more chi to flow. So that's what we're doing. We're just encouraging more chi to flow, which can help the body heal, health, and also it can also help you to see more clearly perhaps what you are. This kind of still kind of presence. And the breathing technique, just to remind everyone again, is just to breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And then while we're breathing, we're just making sure this area here, underneath the belly button, that the lower dantian is moving. When you're breathing in, it expands like the chest expands. And when you're breathing out, this area contracts towards your spine, along with your chest. So that's emptiness stance. Let's let's do about 6 breaths together. In. And out. In. And out. In. And out. And again. And just one last one. Breathing in. And then out. Give our arms a bit of a shake, legs a bit of a shake. So we'll go back, we'll go into emptiness stance. And from this, we're going to do some arm swings again, which I've shown. So we're just going to go side twisting the torso, and let the arms just swing. And at the front, we hit the lower dantian, and at the rear, we're just hitting the lower of our spine, base of our spine. So we're just turning and directing our hands to gently tap those two areas. And doing this with no expectation of what might happen. Quite important just to let go of any expectations, any thoughts of what should be happening, and what should happen. We're just going to relax and just allow our attention to stay with the movements, the breathing, any sort of visualization you have. Perhaps you can visualize the chi flowing more through your body. Just get totally lost. Keep your attention on this moment. Do a couple more to each side. And to go back to the center, again, we can adjust our legs. Maybe a little shake. Now, so we've worked on our arms. This next one is on our legs. We're just going to maybe open the stance just a little bit further apart if you can. So the legs are your roots according to the Qigong. So it's good to have strong roots, just like good to have a tree to have strong roots. So we're going to stimulate the kidney function, urinary system. Now what we're going to do is just bring our hands just in front of them. We're just going to push down to one side. And then we're just going to go, and we're going to touch the outside of the leg. Just going to float our hands down beside it. Then we're going to loop round our foot, our toes, and then come up the inner leg. Again, not touching. Back to the lower dantian. Then we're going to do the other side. You can bend our knees if it's more comfortable. And go round the toes. And then up the inner leg. Back to the dantian, and then I'm going to push down again. Sweep round the toes and back up the inner leg. Again, push. This one, just keep, you can breathe as you find comfortable with this one. Or if you breathe in as you push your hands down, and then breathe out as your hands come up. Do 3 more to each side. Again, just if your mind gets distracted, if you have thoughts about some other activity that we've got planned ahead, just bring our attention back. So 1 more to each side, each leg. And back up to the middle dantian, and just push down. So that's another exercise for strengthening the legs and encouraging more chi to flow down the legs. Have a drink if you need to. Just going to check my little notes I made. So this next one is one I did last time. It's called Looking for the Moon and Sea. This is a sequence which I'll talk you through. So we start off bending slowly down in front of us. And imagine we're just into the sea and lifting the reflection of the moon's rays back up to the moon itself. And we come to the side and we go into pushing mountains. So imagine a mountain either side. Then we're going to go into not pushing waves, parting clouds out to the side, which is called swimming in the sea. And then we're going to touch the floor in front of us. And again, lift the moon's rays, the reflection on the sea, back up above our heads on the moon. So we'll come back down, pushing waves. Swimming in the sea there. And just let your hands come in front of you and just touch the floor with your fingertips. And then just imagine you've got the moon rays in your hand. And put it back up to the moon. Pushing waves. Sorry, not pushing waves. It's pushing. Got that on my head at the minute. That's pushing mountains. And then we're going to be parting the clouds. Going into swimming the sea. So again, we're just going to get lost in that movement. So the moon was always something that we're really interested in China, Qigong, and Eastern teachings. One of the reasons that the moon always shines. And so it was believed, if you couldn't understand why that was so, it was a cure for death, or linked to immortality. So we'll do two more. This time as we come up, place the rays back to the moon, and then we're just going to let our hands fall down in front of the body. And then we'll go into 3 rounds of peaceful chi, gathering peaceful chi. So we'll do a nice big deep breath. Hands just falling in front of us. Again, gathering, breathing out as our hands float in front of us. And back into emptiness stance. Release. Take a drink. If you need to, that is. So this next one, don't think I've done this one before. This is called 10,000 hands. So we're going to follow a very simple meditative action here. And at the same time, we have to kind of imagine this, as well as your own hands, it's been increased by thousands. So there's all the extra chi moving because there's not just you doing it. So I'll do the actions first. It's very simple, this one. I'm going to bring our hands slowly above our heads. And then we're going to bring our palms together. And we're just going to lower down touching the top of the head. And we're going to go in front of the heart, middle dantian, and then we're going to point our hands downwards. Our hands go down. So I'll do that again. Do a nice slow arc. Just touch, kind of bounce off your head. Come down to that middle dantian. And then point downwards as our hands go down. And again. So this is one you can really get lost in. Well, you can get lost in them all, but very simple. Especially good, or can be really good for if you're feeling anxious, nervous. So the breathing would be breathing in all the time. You might have to hold it as you bring your hands down. And then as you come off the top of your head is when you breathe out. Or at first you find it easy, just let your breathing just come naturally. You start with the actions, get the actions right. You can almost forget about the breathing sometimes, because it'll just happen all by itself. So we're trying to keep the movement smooth, continuous. There's no stopping in this one, just nice and smooth the whole time. And just imagine all them extra hands that are moving with you. So again, we'll do 3 more. But by all means, if you're practicing, if you really like this one, you're practicing this on your own. You can really do this for as long as it's comfortable. And again, if at any point while you're watching this and you feel a bit tired, a bit discomfort, don't strain or don't power through it. Just stop and wait for the next form. One last one. And back in emptiness stance. Then we can release. So that's 10,000 hands. So we'll go to some of what I mentioned before, some early forms that I first learned, just as a start to the new year. First one is a standing form called posture of infinity. So we bring our legs a little bit closer than we would with emptiness stance or standing posed. And still, our fingers pointing downwards. And then we're going to imagine as we're nice and gently breathing in and out. First, we're going to imagine that our spine is like a piece of rope. And someone is gently pulling the top. And someone else is gently pulling the bottom. So it's not a discomfort. It's just a gentle pull on our spines. Just going to stretch a little bit. That's comfortable. Still breathing deeply. And then we're going to imagine that both ends of the rope goes and goes on and on and on to infinity. So from the top and the bottom. The rope is going on and on forever. Totally unchanging. We can close our eyes with this one if we want. And really just allow yourself to be here. There's nowhere else where you should be. Then we're going to take one more breath and then we're going to move out this posture. So I'm going to breathe in. And then out. Then we're going to release our legs and go back into emptiness stance. Now we're going this one. Well, these two run into each other. So the first one is another stationary stance. We won't stay in it too long. Just going to bring our hands up to our heart, our middle dantian. Both head width apart, palms facing each other. And this is called the posture of Tai Chi. So See if we can imagine we're holding a small soft ball in between our fingers and just gently pushing our fingers. We can bounce off it as we move our hands in a little bit. And then we're going to go into a version of posture of open and close. You see a lot of open and close postures. This one's done with your hands. So we're going to breathe in. As we breathe in, our hands move away, straight in front of us. Then we breathe out, they come back together, but never touch. Go as close as you can. Then breathe in again and move our hands away. And breathe out. Breathe in. If you want to, you can imagine you've got elastic band around your hands, so there's a bit of resistance when we pull our hands apart. Then we also imagine we're squeezing that ball when our hands come together. Breathing in, breathing out. And again. What I usually say with these open and close postures and forms is that the reminder that when we feel closed or whether we feel open or not, there's something about us that's just watching, just observing, as if nothing is changing. Maybe a sense of open and close. But is that really true? Are you closed? Are you open? Keep matching your breathing with the movement. Again, we'll do 3 more. And this time the hands come together, we're just going to let them push downwards. And we'll do another 3 gathering of chi, why not? Back in emptiness stance. Have a bit of a break, have a bit of a shake. I'm going to have a little drink. And when we're ready, we just go back into emptiness stance. I'll come a little closer because I'm not moving my legs with this one. So this one's, again, I've done this on it before many times. This is called the posture of yin and yang harmony. Yang's your right hand, ying's your left hand. So we start off, bring our hands up again into the posture of Tai Chi at the heart level. And this time, head width apart. So I'll go sideways on it first. So we're going to move in this kind of action away from the body and go down the lower, down the chin and move up the body. So it's like this kind of action is what we're looking for. And then the breathing would be when your hands come to the lower down, you breathe in to the chest and you breathe out. Or come back to center. So that is the kind of action we're doing. Just balancing yin and yang energies that are present in all of us. So we're just following the movement of our hands, breathing in and out. Imagining more chi is flowing as our hands are replicating that movement down and round movement that's occurring in all of us. So we'll do 3 more rotations. And this time when your hands come up, again, we're just going to gently push down on the body. And let's go into another peaceful chi. Back into emptiness stance. Fingers pointing downwards. Again, just breathing nice and easy again. Odd little, it's a bit of a shake. And now we'll go on to another very easy but powerful one. This one's really good for calming the body's nervous system down, digestive system down, all that kind of systems, just calming them all down. Blood pressure, hypertension, another one that can really help with. And this is basically hands in front, up to our heart, so a bit above the heart, and then we're just going to go down. It's just posture up and down, so it goes up and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and out. And again. We can let the fingers dangle as they go up, and then we lead with the hard part of our hands, palm. Do a couple more. And again, back into emptiness stance. Take a drink if you need one. And then we'll go on to maybe the penultimate form, or maybe the last one, see how time goes. This is called playing the lute. And this is all about finding your special talent. So you got playing a lute, but it also means like being a good, I don't know, good at dressmaking, good at jewelry design or something, whatever, finding that talent within you, which we all have. So we start off a little bit, as in the previous one, we lift our hands up. And as we push down, we sweep to whichever side we want to. And we sweep into this kind of position. So this, in this case, this leg is straight. This leg is bent. This hand is level with my head. And this hand slightly away from it, not touching it. And that is level with your elbow. And then just hold it there for a moment. And as you breathe out, you move, push down, and sweep to the other side. Take a couple of breaths. The next time you breathe out, just move again. Bring your arms across, push down, and then kind of swing your arms up. So breathing out. Again, we'll move when we breathe out. So breathing out, sweep, push down, If you can get your foot extended at the same time as your hands finish that movement, that's what we're trying to get to. If you can, don't worry if you can't. And again. And again. Do a couple more to each side. If you want to, you can hold your stationary position for a while. And then when you're ready, swing across, push down, and sweep up. The next breath out. And again. And the last one. Swing round, push down. So now we're just going to bring our hands to end this. Across the body. Let them float back down. And then we'll end this session, I think, just by doing 3 more rounds of peaceful chi. So again, nice deep breath. And again. Now one last time. And then back into empty stance just for a moment. And then release. Bit of a shake. Thank you for attending. I hope you enjoyed that session.